Live from Liberty Street Restaurant in the downtown Galleria, it's the Paul Hornung Sports Showcase with your host, College and Pro Football Hall of Famer, Paul Hornung. Brought to you by UPS. We run the tightest ship in the shipping business. By the Collins Auto Group, where one name means more. More selection, more value, more service. By Humana. High-quality healthcare services at affordable prices. By Coors Light, there's no slowing down the silver bullet. By your local Chi-Chi's Mexican restaurant, where every day is a celebration of food. And now, here's Paul.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much and welcome. We're coming to you live from the Liberty Street Restaurant in the downtown Galleria. I think we got a very, very good show for you tonight. I got Paul McGuire of NBC Sports, and Paul's always, he's clapping for himself, of course, probably about the only one could do that. But anyway, Paul got in the middle of another controversy on his show in Buffalo, which we'll talk about. Somebody said some bad words about Jim Kelly, or did they? I don't really know. We're going to get the first-hand information when we talk to Paul in a minute. And how about Ted Schultz? Ted Schultz is home. What a year he's had on the PGA Tour. And we want to thank Ted Schultz for coming by. We're going to be talking to him about his fantastic year. I've got a great clip from you, and we're going to talk to Paul about some Cole football games, and there's only one Cole football game. And if you were with us last week, you heard me talk about a little package we had put together on the coldest football game that's ever been played, and we've got that for you this week. And we're also going to be talking about an old friend of Paul McGuire's, a man by the name of Al Davis, who really thinks that his team's the best team that's ever been put together, his organization. And a lot of people think that's true. We're going to have a little piece about Al McGuire. But anyway, you stay right there. I'll be right back with Paul McGuire in just 1 minute.
Some insurance didn't even pay for your mom's allergy shots.
Or your cold last month. And because I didn't reach the deductible, it didn't pay for my stitches.
Humana has a range of plans to meet your needs, from affordable deductibles to no deductible at all.
Sue, what did my company insurance cover last year?
Nothing.
If you want coverage you can use, you want Humana.
What's the advantage of leasing a new Buick from Good Buick? It's simple. You can purchase a 1990 Century and pay $259 a month for 60 months, or lease that same car for $177 a month for only 48 months. Purchase a 1990 Riviera for $459 a month for 60 months, or lease a Riviera for $387 a month for only 48 months. It's to everyone's advantage to lease. Good Buick, where the great American road leads.
Mr. Ian McKenzie. I'm Angus McKenzie. Ian's moved down the road.
Today, with service to 175 countries.
Oh, you'd be wanting Ian Alistair McKenzie.
UPS delivers to nearly 4 billion people.
Also for McKenzie. Hi.
Including the extraordinary concentration of Mackenzies along the northeast coast of Scotland.
Mr. Ian Alistair McKenzie.
No trouble finding me, did you, lad?
No trouble at all.
UPS. We run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Resistant Mexican lately? Introducing Chi-Chi's new Tex-Mex dinners. Texas-size helpings with a taste just as big. Like steak El Paso, spicy grilled steak, plus 2 pepper jack cheese enchiladas. There's chicken, too. For a little heat, a lot of flavor. Remember Chi-Chi's new Tex-Mex.
Chi-Chi's. Chi-Chi's, a celebration of food.
It's the right beer now,
but not now.
It's the right beer now,
but definitely not now.
Coors Light, it's the right beer now.
And absolutely positively not now. No way.
Come on, Jimmy, let me get your camera.
All right. Before we go, let's see if we can get a shot of my man Carwell Garner down here and D. Smith. Two great University of Louisville football players here talking to a prospective agent in the background right here. Can we get a shot? Carwell, congratulations. Wish you all a lot of luck. Okay, Coach. D.
Good luck.
All right, let's hear it for Carwell Garner and D. Smith. Okay. They dropped by. And first of all, let me tell you about my guest tonight. Paul McGuire and I go back a long ways. We're going to get into the reason I'm doing this show is probably because of Paul McGuire. Not probably, it is because of Paul McGuire. But last week I had the occasion to be in Youngstown, Ohio as a guest of Paul McGuire. He had a dinner. He goes back every year to his hometown in Youngstown, Ohio, and he puts on a great charity dinner for his high school, and he gives away a lot of great scholarships. And this is the way I talked about Paul, and I thought it would be appropriate here tonight. I said, you know, McGuire and I have a lot in common. He was a great punter. I wasn't even close to being a great punter like he was. But anyway, I did do some punting in my lifetime.
That's absolutely right.
I did do some kicking in my lifetime. We both worked for the networks and doing color on football. We've both been classified, I guess, as rogues. We both liked the nightlife a little bit. We both had a few drinks in our lifetime. And the most important thing I said, we both played football. We both bet on football, but the only difference, I got caught, and he didn't. So would you welcome to Louisville with me my good friend Paul McGuire of NBC Sports. Oh, that's you. But anyway, welcome, and I told you we were going to have you in, and I really enjoyed your little deal up at Youngstown at your high school. It was really kind of special. I love to see athletes when they give something back, and you have, and I'm pumping you up right now, and I know you're half character, and you're probably half in the bag by this time. But anyway, I really appreciate what you did for your hometown. I think that's super.
Well, it was the reason the scholarship started was 3 years ago, Paul, and you know, it sounded like accolades for both guys, but I know so many charities that you've been involved in. But this was not. This was a guy, he was a black coach in Youngstown, Ohio, that actually was not on the coaching staff. He's a guy that came up, and he worked for the Parks Department, and he asked me one day in 1952, I guess, if I really wanted to learn how to kick, and he taught me how to punt. He really did. And when I ended up with the Los Angeles Chargers for the AFL in the first year of 1960, the reason I made the team was because I was the only kicker that they had. Not because I was a receiver, not because I was a linebacker, but because he gave me the tools to learn. And he had passed away, and everything he ever did, he gave to people. And he never had a checking account, never had a bank account, and never had anything, except he had a lovely family, and he gave money and time to kids in Youngstown, Ohio. So we started a scholarship fund, and after 2 years, we raised over $60,000. Last year, they gave $2,500 scholarships, and it's all in his name. And, you know, these are things that's easy for us because all we have is time. I mean, if you can't give time, what the hell can you give?
I'll tell you, it was a good party. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the best part about it. You get out. It was a 15-hour deal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was. That's the longest lunch I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah, it starts at noon.
I didn't get anything to eat, but
it kind of starts at noon and finishes at 3 in the morning. It's one of those, one of those days you want to have once a year.
Anyway, let me ask you about what. Now you just came in town today, and I pick up the Courier Journal this morning. I want to read this because I want to get it straight. You're right in the middle of a controversy again. And of course, up in Buffalo, they've had a little hard time. They thought they were going to win a little bit more than they do. But now we got Thurman Thomas saying something about Jim Kelly on your television. By the way, Paul has a television show every Tuesday night in Buffalo, and he had Thurman Thomas on. And you want to tell us what happened? Everybody's calling you from all over the country since you got here. They want to know what's on the tape. What are you going to say? But anyway, they've got Thurman Thomas saying, Kelly, you've had some bad games yourself. Don't blame it on some of the players that you blamed some losses on earlier. What's the deal?
All right, before I do that, let me just explain something. I have the same show on Tuesday night, but basically it's with players, and I can promise you will not be on it. I'm here as a payback. That's the only reason I'm here, and besides the $10,000 I'm getting paid for being here this afternoon.
Right. Yeah.
But I want you to understand, you will not be in Buffalo.
Good. You will not get to 10,000 either.
No, Thurman Thomas was on the show the other night, and I've known Thurman because I was with ESPN, and Thurman came on the show, and I knew him since he was at Oklahoma State, and I know his entire family. And we do basically the same thing that Paul does. We do it locally because we have the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres and so on. But anyway, 2 weeks before the show Tuesday night, he was in a show in Rochester, New York, and with Darryl Talley, who was a linebacker, and someone asked the question as they were going off the air, if you had to point the finger at any one thing why the problems of the Buffalo Bills are happening this year, what would it be? And Thurman whispered to Darryl Talley, Jim Kelly, the quarterback. Well, it was basically tongue-in-cheek. So Tuesday morning in the newspaper in Buffalo, it came out that it was tongue-in-cheek, and he said it, but he didn't really mean it. Then when he got on the show, we had a caller. We have a call-in show, and they asked Thurman, the guy happened to be there, and he asked him, did you or did you not say that was Jim Kelly was the cause of the problems of the Buffalo Bills? He said, yes, I did. And he explained that it was basically tongue-in-cheek. He said, but the most important thing that you must understand is Jim Kelly a year ago criticized Chris Burkett and Ronnie Harmon, former Iowa player, and again this year Howard Ballard, which was national news. And the reason that Thurman did it wasn't to point the finger at Jim Kelly. He did it, Paul, to say, hey, how's Jim Kelly going to feel if all of a sudden one of the other players said, hey, you're the problem? Yeah. That's the only reason he did it, because all the players sat around, and we do that. I mean, everybody talks about it, even in business, when you sit around. People say, hey, boy, you know, our boss is terrible. This guy's bad. And everybody gripes and gripes and gripes, but nobody has enough guts to come out and say something. Well, Thurman decided it was time that someone would say something and get a point across.
Well, he's not the best light guy on that football team, is he, Kelly? I mean, it's evident.
It really is. But, you know, Jim is in a situation where he's a good quarterback on a pretty good football team. I don't think Jim Kelly will ever be a great quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. The problem is that all of his life in Pennsylvania, at the University of Miami, in the USFL with Houston, and you and I did those games, and now with Buffalo, he is the focal point of everything. And it's always I and me. And when something goes wrong, I is not going to take the blame.
It's we.
Now it's we. You know, we did this. I didn't do it, we did. Yeah. So it's a major problem. The players are upset. And it goes not only but the players, but it goes back to the PR department. The PR department, Green Bay had such a great football team when you were there. There were so many superstars. Bart Starr, Taylor, the defense. You know, all these guys were in tune. All right, I know we're getting a wrap. I'm out of here. But the problem is that in the PR department, everybody goes, first thing that comes in is let's go to Jim Kelly. Well, these guys want some credit. There's 47 players that play a game, not one man. And they want him to understand that. And I don't think at this juncture in his life, he understands that he's only one of 47.
Well, we'll be right back with Paul McGuire, and we'll touch on the end of that and a few other interesting things in just a minute.
When only the best is good enough, you'll always find the best at Roof Lighting. Diverse designs, superior styling, unsurpassed quality, and a professional staff to assist you. That's Roof. And opening soon, Roof's new lighting design center in Eastgate, just east of Middletown. An additional location to serve your total lighting needs. Roof Lighting, the complete lighting, design, and planning centers. Here for you because you deserve the very best.
Here's to the people who work so hard to keep our city going. And here's to all the things you do to keep our city growing. Here's to the people we're looking to make this city's dreams come true. To the people, hard-working people, Bank of Louisville's here for you.
Beautiful furniture from who? Smith's Furniture, that's who. It brings out the best in everyone.
Hi, I'm Paul Hornung. You know, 7 years ago, I decided to let J.C. Bradford handle my IRA. Why? Well, they've always given me great advice, and their track record has always been very good. Maybe that's why more than 43,000 people have over $1 billion in retirement accounts here at J.C. Bradford. So if you have an eye on the future, take a tip from me. Let J.C. Bradford clear the way.
Home-cooked mashed potatoes. In all this fast food synthetic world, there's nothing like them. Hardly a restaurant anywhere will take the time to serve you this much goodness, except one, the Banquet Table Buffet. And real home-style mashed potatoes are just the beginning. All our good, nutritious food is prepared with the same care you take in your own kitchen. The Banquet Table Buffet, all you can eat, so good you keep coming back for more.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and I want to welcome the Banquet Table as one of our new sponsors here on the Paul Hornung Sports Showcase. They're going to be with us for the rest of the year, and we're going to get into what they're trying to help the city out a little bit, along with WHAS. I think we can plug WHAS. They're going to have the U of L UK game on right here at Freedom Hall. And of course, that game is played up in Lexington on December the 30th. We're going to have Denny Crum as one of the guests on the 28th, that Thursday night. But anyway, that game's going to be out at Freedom Hall. I'm going to tell you a little bit something about it. And we're going to see if we can't pack that Freedom Hall full of Louisville Cardinal fans for that big U of L game on December 30th. Now, I'm back with Paul McGuire. You know, everywhere I go, Paul, and I know you played at Buffalo. You also played a little bit warmer climate out in San Diego. In fact, we've got a piece on Al Davis, and he's such a controversial character. And you're pretty good friends with Al Davis, aren't you?
He recruited me in 1955 to go to the Citadel. In fact, Al Davis probably lied to me before he ever lied to anyone else. I mean, I've known him since 1955, and he is really a great guy. And he believes in the Oakland Raiders at that time, the Los Angeles Raiders now, and every single player that's ever played for Al Davis loves and respects the guys. The other people on the outside, he doesn't care about, and it's not important. He cares about his family and the people that happened. The Packers were that way. You cared about the Green Bay Packer people. You didn't care about it. You didn't care at that time about anybody else. Al loves his team.
What about in Buffalo? You all had championship teams in Buffalo.
We almost played you.
Yeah, we played a basketball game up there. There was about 24 of us drunk on a basketball court in the off season. We had a lot of fun. I remember you were up there. But anyway, Buffalo had a lot of the same, you know, you all took advantage of the weather up there in December, and we did too in Green Bay. When teams came into Green Bay to play in the playoffs, it was pretty rough, and same way with Buffalo.
You know, Buffalo was I mean, we're a little bit lower. Of course, our team was on. Huh?
A lot of snow.
A lot of snow, but I mean, it kind of makes you feel a little warmer. It wasn't frozen like Green Bay is. Because the only thing in Green Bay is a toilet paper factory, isn't it? I mean, you talk about.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Nobody's ever going to be out of a job there.
No, no.
You understand?
You talk about a crappy town. You got the toilet paper cap. I talk about Buffalo. We had steel mills. These are hardworking people. Yeah. But you know, when a guy says your resume, what did you do? I wrapped toilet paper in a roll.
You've never seen harder worker people in your life making toilet paper. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you. And some of the great wipers of our time.
Anyway, folks, this is all to lead into one thing. Now, we talked about the cold weather. Absolutely, without question, Buffalo's cold. This is the coldest day that
you played in this
ever
game,
witnessed.
Right?
No, I didn't. I was on the sidelines, and I just retired. But anyway, take a look at this. This is ridiculous.
On a day savage enough to make a St. Bernard whimper, they played the 1967 NFL Championship.
The operator said, very cheery, "Good morning, Mr. Rensel. It's 8 a.m. It's 15 below zero, and there's a 20-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the northwest. Have a pleasant day." It was so cold that when you literally walked outside, you couldn't take it. Now, you play in cold games most of the time, and it takes a while for you to get cold. But in this particular circumstance, the cold hits you like the moment you were out there. The band was out there, you know, to play before the game, and we looked over there and I saw like 15 guys in the tuba and trumpet section, and all their faces had blood all over it. And what had happened, they were going out there to play, and the instruments stuck to their lips, and when they pulled the instrument away, it just ripped all the skin on their lips off. So everywhere you looked, you saw this kind of insanity going on. We go back to the locker room, and instead of going over our game plan and stuff, we're like trying to improvise and ad-lib on how we're going to get through the game. Forget winning the game, how are we going to survive the game? Well, somebody got this wild idea that let's put the stocking net down over our faces, and then we can cut out eye holes and nose holes and a mouth hole, you know, and like things that just seemed preposterous that there would have been that much concern with. That's all we could think about. So Landry, I think, just kind of lost control of what the situation was at that moment, and I don't blame him. I mean, nobody wanted to hear about game plans.
The cold never came into my, never thought about the cold, like, because I wanted to win that game so bad.
With the Packers focused on victory and the Cowboys merely on survival, the first period took a natural course, a course that took Green Bay into the end zone. Twice, Bart Starr hit number 86 Boyd Dollar with touchdown passes, and the Packers built a quick 14-0 lead in the second quarter. While the Packers conquered the elements, the Cowboys cowered, captives of the weather.
I guess one of my most vivid memories of that game is of Bob Hayes, the wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, running his pass patterns with his hands in his pants. He put both hands down in the front of his pants, and he would run a pass pattern with his hands still in his pants.
The Cowboys clawed out from under the avalanche of Packer points to bury Bart Starr. Touchdown by defensive end George Andre, number 66, and a field goal narrowed the score to 14-10 at the half. The game huffed and puffed and lost its steam in the third quarter. Lambeau Field was an ice rink, more suited to Hans Brinker and his silver skates than Cowboys in cleats.
I had told Jethro, I said, Jethro, I think they're going to come right at you or me, right up the middle. And I was trying to dig some holes with my cleats, but the ice was a couple inches thick. And I said, we ought to call timeout and get a screwdriver and dig us some footholes.
Third down, inches to go. To Bader. 17-14. Cowboys out in front. Packers trying for the go-ahead score. Starr begins the count. Takes the snap. He's got the quarterback thinking he's in for the touchdown, and the Packers are out in front. The Green Bay Packers are going to be world champions, NFL champions.
Vince Lombardi's Packers claimed a record third straight NFL title in a game that would literally become frozen in the memory.
I tell you, I was on the sidelines of that ball game, Paul. I had retired that year, and that was the cold. I remember Pat Summerall was doing the halftime interviews, and I was supposed to be a halftime guest, and I couldn't talk. My jaw froze in 5 minutes. I was standing next to Lombardi. He made me stand next to him. And my jaw absolutely froze. I couldn't talk at halftime. I couldn't move my jaw. Summerall's jaw was half frozen. He couldn't do the interview. And I know you kicked and I kicked, but the toughest thing I think on a field like that would be to punt. Punting would be much more difficult than kicking a field goal, I would think. Now, you kicked in games like, did you ever slip and fall and miss it, or?
You know, it's amazing in the 66 championship game against Kansas City, who ends up going to the Super Bowl to play Green Bay Packers in the first one. Our field in Buffalo was frozen, and they put sawdust on it. And I kicked, and I slipped, and I fell, and I hit my rear end, and finally had an operation, and they took out half of my brains Well, I sit on most
at the right spot.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's why I'm a little screwed.
Could never hurt you there.
No. But it's the most important thing that you think about. You don't think about the cold, and you concentrate because of the slipping, which you're talking about. But the most important thing is you don't want to do something to get your team in trouble. You don't want to miss the ball. You don't want to miss a field goal like what you kicked. And that's the most paramount thing in your mind is you just don't want to do anything that's going to hurt your football team. Yeah. You don't care if you fall down and then you break your leg or anything, but God forbid if you miss the ball and if you put your team in a problem. And that's really where the problems are.
A guy asked me one time, how did I miss that 8-yard field goal? And I said, it's not easy to miss one from there. You know? You think it's easy to miss one from 8 yards? You got to be talented to miss one.
Well,
you know
I'm screwy. And I'll tell you, when I was playing with the Buffalo Bills, and we were winning the ball game against New England Patriots, or Boston Patriots at the time, and I punted the ball and I shanked it, and that's all I was doing in those days after San Diego was just special teams to kicking the ball, and I kicked it about 18 yards. And Lou Saban, I came off the field, and Lou Saban, and the game was in hand, and Lou Saban said to me, he says, you know, I don't understand you. He said, the only thing I pay you to do is punt the ball, and God, you can't do that. So we got the ball back again. It was near the end of the game, and I had to kick. And I'm standing on the field, and I looked right to the sidelines, about the 35-yard line where he's standing. I said, hey, Lou, watch this. And they centered the ball, and I kicked it over his head into the stands. I said, how's that?
What did he say?
I said, he never yelled at me again?
Never yelled at you?
Yeah, you can do anything you want. Just don't yell at me. I've never yelled at my children.
Now, presently, let me ask you, why did you get out of the studio? It looked like NFL Live was rolling. Both you and Rashad kind of hit the, don't let the door hit you in the thing, well, y'all had a hell of a thing going. I don't understand why both you and Rashad wanted out of there so quick.
No, I was great. Rashad was a little shaky, and I carried Costas and Frank DeFord. But the most, I think, I did for 17 years, I've done football games, and I really enjoy doing it. And you do. You're out there, and that's where it's at. I know these guys, most of the coaches today, they're played for, with, or against. And you get in there at 9:30 in the morning, and you do makeup at 10 o'clock, and you do a rehearsal at 11:30, and you do the show at 12:30, and you're on maybe 4 minutes the entire day, and you're there from 9:30 in the morning till 7 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't say anything. Yeah. I mean, anybody can pick a game. Look at you. You're broke.
Hey, by the way, you're going to come back and pick the games with me tonight. I'm going to have that.
Honest to God?
Yes, sir.
Stay with me. I swear to God, if you ever wanted to get all your money back, get your car, your boat, and stuff back, take my picks this week. I hit it. But take my picks.
You're a worse picker than I am, for crap. You're a worse picker than I am. There always were. You never picked them right in the USFL, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, but that's not important, is it?
No.
You got to do it with style and class. I can do that kind of thing.
I remember you picked the Jets to lose, what?
5 in a row, and they did.
And they did. That was really, right?
They followed
somebody
the game
even
plan.
asked you that.
There's a guy.
You were well known. When you walked in here, they said, there's the Jet Man.
That guy's driving a Rolls Royce, for Christ's sake. What do you think? That's the reason why.
Anyway, before we go, I want to give Paul a little
money?
Well, you got all the money now. You don't need anything. You're a big man in Buffalo, got your own TV show.
That's right.
You're a guru. Here's a nice little sterling silver chain from Sang Jewelers, a little remembrance of your first, not your last, guest appearance on this show, because
what the hell is
sterling silver? It's a keychain. You can put all your keys to your safety deposit boxes that you've got stashed all over the country.
This is it?
That's it, baby. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I came in from Buffalo for this.
That's it now. But wait. They got Chi-Chi's restaurants up there. You and your wife, 2 free dinners at Chi-Chi's in Buffalo.
Oh, now here, you can have this back. I'll take the Chi-Chi's. The Chi-Chi's are much better than the
Anyway, Paul McGuire is going to be back. He's going to pick the games with me, and we're going to welcome Ted Schultz back. Right when we come back, we're going to talk a little golf. Thank you.
I never imagined that a prescription would cost $80. My insurance keeps going up, and it doesn't even cover prescriptions.
The Humana Gold Plan can cover prescriptions, vision care, and all Medicare-eligible doctors and hospital costs.
There's so much Medicare still doesn't cover.
Chances are the Humana Gold Plan covers it.
It's all so complicated.
No, it's all so easy. Call 1-800-647-0070 now.
What's the advantage of leasing a new Buick from Good Buick? It's simple. You can purchase a 1990 Century and pay $259 a month for 60 months, or lease that same car for $177 a month for only 48 months. Purchase a 1990 Riviera for $459 a month for 60 months, or lease a Riviera for $387 a month for only 48 months. It's to everyone's advantage to lease. Good Buick, where the great American road leads.
In places beyond the reach of other overnight delivery companies, you'll find UPS. Because unlike the competition, only UPS Next Day Air guarantees delivery overnight to every single address coast to coast. And because we're so efficient, we can do it for up to half what other companies charge, whether the place is hard to reach or easy to reach. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
For help with the design and purchase of a new air compressor, you need Air Systems. For service or repair of your present system, you need Air Systems. For parts and lubricants for your air compressors, you need Air Systems. If your compressed air system fails at any time of the day or night, you need Air Systems. I'm Jim Turner, owner and president of Air Systems. If you need a new air compressor, parts, repair service, or emergency rental, call me at Air Systems in Louisville.
Well, we're back, and I don't think anybody in this area, and there's so many people love golf around here, can be more proud of anybody than Ted Schultz. He just came home for the Christmas holidays, and he's fresh off of a big win down in Florida. He won the Chrysler Invitational. Congratulations, Ted. It's a great win.
Thank you.
That was a two-man championship, right? I got to ask you, my heavens, David Ogren, and he said it so politely, I thought. He was so gracious afterwards. But I couldn't help notice he was hitting, after the drives on 18, you were hitting a 9-iron. He was hitting a 3-iron, for heaven's sakes. I know you hit it long, but that last drive, were you pumped up on that last hole for the big money?
Well, I was a little bit. I hadn't played very well on 3 holes before that, so I was a little steamed, and I wanted to play the hole well. So I hit a pretty big one, and he happened to kind of come off his a little bit, so that's why it was such a big.
What were you, 29 or 30 under par? What was it? You ended up 30 in the last hole. 30 under par for 4 days, and $100,000 to the winner. But what a year you had, Ted. It had to be something special. You won the Southern Open down in Georgia. I mean, of course, that qualifies you for 2 years.
Right.
That really puts you in a pretty good spot when you're trying to get out there and qualify, doesn't it?
It does. It gives me a feeling of belonging out there now. Where I know I'll be out there for a while. So.
Did you think 3 short years ago you'd be in the same position you are right now?
I didn't think that I'd be here at the beginning of this year. I was just wanting to get into 125 and keep my card and go from there. And it's been a surprise.
What'd you end up ranking? 30th on the PGA Tour. What's that? 400,000 now. 400.
Close to that, yeah.
Big ones. Diane likes that. His wife's here with us.
Excuse me, 31 under.
31 under, excuse me there. McGuire's a great scorekeeper. He don't know a golf ball from a penguin stick, Ted, is that, how much unofficial money was there a lot of unofficial money? These pro golfers, you win so much money today, you almost win as much unofficially as we get, you pick up Golf Digest every week and it says you win 400. You had a little bit better year in 400, didn't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, about 300,000 more on the side, I think. But Ted, I know are you building a home? You just bought a home? Or?
Yeah, well, we've been building a home. We just moved in at Sunday when we got back. It was my first night in there. Diane moved in when I was down at the mixed team. She took care of it. I didn't have to do a thing. I was down in Florida playing with the girls.
Yeah.
And she took care of the whole thing for me.
Did the whole number, right?
Came home to fresh house.
Yeah, and I'm sure everybody realizes that Ted used to play at the University of Louisville, and Coach John Dromo wanted me to be sure to tell you hello today. And he said he taught you everything you knew. Yeah. But he's done a lot for golf at the University. Everybody remembers John Dromo, of course, as being the great assistant for Peck Hickman, and also the head coach at the University of Louisville basketball team. But he was golf coach for how long?
I'm not sure. Quite a few years.
Yeah.
He was
golf coach when you were there, right?
Yes, he was.
It's a little bit different playing the college. Or is it? Let me ask you that. Was there just as much pressure for you to win a match in college as you felt trying to qualify?
No, not really.
Yeah.
It's a totally different atmosphere. College is is much, well, it's just not as serious. You know, you're not doing it for your living, and you're in school and you're young and immature, and you're just, you know, playing tournaments and going on trips and having fun. Whereas a tour is, you have to do it or you're out. So.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to congratulate you on having such a fantastic year. Everybody in Louisville is excited, and all over the state of Kentucky, about what you've done for this community. And I want you to have a little keychain.
Okay.
And you're not going to be as rude as that McGuire was.
No. Thank you very much.
I know you can have enjoy, you and Diane, a couple free dinners at Chi-Chi's. And thank you very much for coming, Ted. I appreciate you taking a little time out. And we're going to be following you for a long, long time. And this kid's going to be a big, big winner out on that tour. And by the way, what was it Jody Mudd said right here on this show? He said, Ted Schultz is about ready to win. And
I won the next week.
And you won the next week, didn't you? Right here. And it was amazing. We'll
I hope he says something good about me next year.
maybe we can get him back a little bit earlier. You say you can win the Masters. You can win the Crosby or the Masters or something leading up. But anyway, thanks a lot for stopping by, Ted.
You.
Great success for you. Ted Schultz, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with the UPS College Football Forecast in just a minute.
Resistant Mexican lately? Introducing Chi-Chi's new Tex-Mex dinners. Texas-sized helpings with a taste just as big. Like steak El Paso, spicy grilled steak, plus 2 pepper jack cheese enchiladas. There's chicken, too. For a little heat, a lot of flavor. Remember Chi-Chi's new Tex-Mex.
Chi-Chi's, a celebration of food.
What's the advantage of leasing a new Buick from Good Buick? It's simple. You can purchase a 1990 Century and pay $259 a month for 60 months, or lease that same car for $177 a month for only 48 months. Purchase a 1990 Riviera for $459 a month for 60 months, or lease a Riviera for $387 a month for only 48 months. It's to everyone's advantage to lease. Good Buick, where the great American road leads.
Every night while you're sleeping, UPS is maintaining its status as the only company that delivers overnight to every address coast to coast. And we guarantee it with UPS Next Day Air. And because we're so efficient, we'll still do it for up to half what other companies charge, which is guaranteed to cause our competition some sleepless nights. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
If you feel life's more interesting when you make a splash.
It's the right beer now.
If you feel a great beer starts with great water.
It's the right beer now.
Because you're the kind of person who likes to get to the bottom of things. Call for the Silver Bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
Coors Light. It's the right beer now.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the UPS College Football Forecast. And of course, we don't have too many college games right now. In fact, we had one bowl game already, and we're going to keep track of the bowl games for you. We had one bowl game, Fresno State. We picked Fresno State over Ball State, so we're 1 for 1 in the bowl matchups. And everybody has always told me, Paul, if you want to win in the bowl games, always take the dog. Well, normally that holds true. It held true a couple years ago, but it seems as if this year there's a lot of pretty good matchups. Now, what we're going to do is show you the college bowl lineup every week until January the 1st. We're going to show you how the line changes. Now, let's take a look. December 25th, we have the Aloha Bowl. That's at Honolulu, of course. And Michigan State plays, really, at Hawaii. Hawaii will be the home team here. Michigan State is favored by 8.5 points. We're going to talk about who we like a little bit later on, but I want to show you. These are opening lines now of all the bowl games. The All-American Bowl is December 28th at Birmingham, Alabama. Duke and Texas Tech. Duke, both these teams are 8-3. That's their record. And Duke is a 3-point favorite, and whether or not they can keep their fine coach Steve Spurrier remains to be seen. I personally think, and I think everybody else does, that he is definitely going to be the new coach at the University of Florida before too long. Now, the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, 8-3 Air Force against Mississippi. Air Force 3-point favorites. We moved to the Holiday Bowl out in San Diego. Penn State, 7-3-1 against BYU. The second-ranked passer, Mr. Detmer, at Brigham Young. Always a great throwing quarterback. Penn State opens a 2-point favorite. Texas A&M is a 5-point favorite over Pittsburgh down in El Paso. At the Freedom Bowl in Anaheim, Washington is a 3-point favorite over Florida. I think they got the wrong favorite there. Now, let's go on down the Peach Bowl in Atlanta. December the 30th, Georgia's a 2-point favorite over Syracuse. Clemson, a 7.5-point favorite at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. This is December 30th over West Virginia. I think that'll be a lot closer football game. That West Virginia, I think, is a pretty good shot for an upset there. Both teams 7-4 in the Cotton Bowl. The Copper Bowl, in Tucson on December 31st. Arizona, 7.5-point favorites over North Carolina State. Now, we move to the Hall of Fame Bowl, January 1st at Tampa. Auburn, solid 8-point favorite over Ohio State. Auburn 9-2, Ohio State 8-3. The Citrus Bowl opened up 3-point favorite for Illinois over Virginia. Virginia had a good year after losing to Notre Dame in the very first football game, and they have really improved. They're 10-2 on the year. Now we move to what we call, of course, the major bowls, and we take a look at the Cotton Bowl down in Dallas on January the 1st. Arkansas, 1.5-point favorite over Tennessee, and Tennessee for the last 5 years has been a very, very good bowl team. Florida State, a lot of people say the best team in the country, 3-point favorites over Nebraska. Nebraska 10-1. This is the Fiesta Bowl at Tampa. The Rose Bowl, USC and Michigan, and if you want to bet on Michigan, you better hurry up, because I tell you one thing, you're not going to get 2.5. Bo Schembechler decided today that he's going to retire from college football, retire from the coaching ranks, and I tell you, that's going to really motivate Michigan. Michigan right now, 2.5-point underdog against USC in the Rose Bowl. Then at the Sugar Bowl, Miami, which has a definite shot at the national championship, 9.5-point, the biggest favorite in the major bowls, 9.5-point favorites over 10-1 Alabama at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. And then the last game that night, it'll be at the Orange Bowl, January 1st at Miami, 11-1 Notre Dame, 1.5-point favored over undefeated and top-ranked Colorado. And Notre Dame should not be the favorite there, because we're going to talk to Paul McGuire about that. He likes Colorado. We're going to bet at least a dinner on that fight. And I like, of course, my alma mater, Notre Dame. But we'll be right back with the pros picks in just a minute. Stay with us.
To us at UPS, this is a custom car. Why, this beauty's been modified dozens of times. It has a fiberglass fuel-efficient front, a rapid opening foam-filled door, and a sunroof, all of which makes us more efficient, so we can deliver next-day air for up to half what other companies charge, and allow our drivers to be seen in one mean set of wheels. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
It's here. It started. Lotto has come to make new Kentucky millionaires. And just one more thing. Now, summarizing my key points.
Play Lotto Kentucky. Tickets are on sale now, and the drawing is at 7:28 p.m. on, well, take a wild guess. It's a whole new reason to love Saturdays.
What's the advantage of leasing a new Buick from Good Buick? It's simple. You can purchase a 1990 Century and pay $259 a month for 60 months, or lease that same car for $177 a month for only 48 months. Purchase a 1990 Riviera for $459 a month for 60 months, or lease a Riviera for $387 a month for only 48 months. It's to everyone's advantage to lease. Good Buick, where the great American road leads.
If you don't want to slow down on your way to the top. It's the right beer now. Because you know, to make a beer as refreshing as a mountain stream, you gotta start with a mountain stream. It's the right beer now. When a night on the town might last all night, call for the taste preferred at better night spots. The Silver Bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
It's the right beer now.
Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Now we go to the NFL Coors Light part of the show, and I want to tell you, we got 2 weeks to go. And I just figured it up. I had a horrible week last week. I really got killed. It was my worst week. Shut up, McGuire.
I want the money.
I was 5-9 last week, and everybody beat me in the show, and there was about 120 people down here who won the right for the draw for the Super Bowl tickets, which we're going to give out in 2 weeks. But anyway, I want to tell you how, here we got 2 weeks to go. I have picked 98 winners, 96 losers, and 2 ties against the spread. And if you remember, at the halfway point, I was 12 games over 500. And for the last 4 or 5 weeks, I haven't been too good. But anyway, McGuire, this is how we do it.
I've always been 65%. I'm sitting up
yeah,
there.
you're 65%. You're 65%. Here's how we do this, Paul. The New York Giants are a better football team than Dallas, so they're favored by 11.5 points. So if you like New York Giants, they must win by 11.5 points. I have to explain this to you because this is what they call the line, Paul.
Is this like show and tell?
Yes. Okay, the first game we're going to look at is the New York Giants against Dallas. Who do you like?
I like this team.
You like the Giants? Well, I'm going to go along with you there.
11.5 guys.
You know, Dallas has covered 5 out of the last 6.
11.5 points.
Dallas has covered 5 out of the last 6, but the Giants are 5-2 against the spread at home.
I'm taking 11.5 points.
You're taking the 11. You're going to take Dallas.
And no, I'm taking the Giants 11.5.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to too.
No, I'm taking the Giants.
We're going to take the Giants. We're never going to get through this.
Okay.
Okay. Denver at Phoenix, 7-point favorite against Phoenix. Who do you like?
Denver.
I like Phoenix. I'll take the home team dog. I think Denver will win, but I think it's going to be close. I just have a feeling. Denver just doesn't play too well on the road again.
Doesn't make any difference. They lost last week. That's what I based it on.
Okay. Miami and Indianapolis, even game. Miami, of course, needs a win. They got to win.
Paul, I did Indianapolis a couple weeks ago. Without Eric Dickerson's going to play, but even with him, that's all they have. I'm taking Miami because they need it, and they want to get in the playoffs and they can win their division.
This team is one of the worst teams against the rush in all of football. Can they stop Dickerson?
Okay, then I'll
26 against the rush.
Then I'll take Indianapolis.
Okay,
I'm taking Miami.
I like Indianapolis. Right. San Diego and Kansas City. I don't want you to say anything because you're going to work that game.
I'm doing it again.
You're doing it, but he'd never bet on a game that you're working, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. But you'd bet when you were playing.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you did.
If only on the team I'm playing again.
I like San Diego.
I won't pick this.
I like San Diego plus 7.5. Minnesota, Cleveland. Minnesota 1.5. We're over here. Minnesota 1.5.
No offense here. Good defense, no offense. This team has really put it together. Take Minnesota. That's easy. This is the one you get the car with.
Okay, Minnesota. I like it too. 1.5. Houston, Cincinnati. Cincinnati needs a win. 3.5 at home. What a game this is. It's the best AFC game, I think, of the week.
It is the best AFC game. This team has lost so many games at home.
Yep. And they're a good home team.
They're not a good home team, and that's incredible. But this is not a good road team.
Yep.
So
I like
Tampa.
Take Tampa against Houston and Cincinnati, right?
Take them against both.
Okay. All right. I like Cincinnati. I think Boomer and the boys will beat Houston by more than 3.5 points at the Jungle, as they call it. Tampa Bay and Detroit. Detroit's won their last 3. Up-and-coming team, Tampa Bay. Still, you know, this team has lost a lot of games very closely. Who do you like?
I don't like either one because nobody's going to watch it.
Well, nobody's going to watch it.
Anybody who has cable will not watch this game.
But somebody may want to bet a dinner on it like we may.
Then take this. No, take this team. You know why?
Shut up.
Run and shoot. No, shut up.
Detroit. Run and shoot against Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay plus the 3-point. And we'll be right back and talk about the other 7 games in just a minute.
It's the right beer now,
but not now.
It's the right beer now,
But definitely not now.
Coors Light, it's the right beer now.
And absolutely positively not now. No way.
Come on, Jimmy, let me get your cab.
Resistant Mexican lately? Introducing Chi-Chi's new Tex-Mex dinners. Texas-sized helpings with a taste just as big. Like steak El Paso, spicy grilled steak, plus 2 pepper jack cheese enchiladas. There's chicken, too. For a little heat, a lot of flavor, remember Chi-Chi's new Tex-Mex.
Chi-Chi's a celebration of food.
Okay, we're back live with the Coors Light NFL Paul's Picks, and I've got a little help last week, as I said. Had a horrible week, 5-9, so I've got Paul McGuire up here to help you. You see that? It's Paul McGuire. Well, out of courtesy to you and your appearance on the show, we thought we'd put your name up, but I didn't decide to put McGuire. Okay. See, because we thought, well, New England's at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's 3-point favorites. Me too. You know, Pittsburgh made the playoffs, right?
They are 7-7. If Houston beats Cincinnati, Minnesota beats Cleveland, this team is in second place, and all they have to do is play Tampa Bay the last game, and those other teams lose. They're in the playoffs, and nobody can understand it.
Nobody knows that they got a shot.
I've done this team 4 times and won 3 of them. They're a great team.
Green Bay against Chicago, and the Bears, just harmonious is the only word I can think of right off the top of my head. This team is, Ditka's just completely shut up. He's clammed up. He's tired of, I think, just knocking them. I think Green Bay beat them.
Kowski?
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Buffalo, that's
He's from
right.
Buffalo. Who do you think we're taking?
Yeah, well, naturally, we're taking the Packers. How about this? Buffalo and San Francisco.
I think we'll Washington. We'll take Buffalo. You know what? All the dissension, and you've been through a lot of dissension.
Never
You've been through some bad nights too, Phil. I mean, a lot of dissension. Buffalo with 6.5. I don't know if they can beat them, but I think that they can stay close to because Montana's not going to play.
Let's see what I put down here. I put a little note down here. Buffalo to play. Buffalo to play playoff intensity. Okay, we're going to take Buffalo plus the 6.5. Washington, probably the most improved team the last month in the NFL. Atlanta playing at home has only covered 2 out of their last 10 football games, wherever they play. Washington, 6.5 points over Atlanta.
You ready for this? Rod Dowhour is the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. Listen to me when I say this, because I did a game in Buffalo. They do not have an audible system. You know what audibles are? We change the pipeline. They do not have an audible system.
Why?
They can't beat anybody. They scrimmage themselves and lost. Take this team.
Take Washington and lay the 6.5
Oh,
points.
easy. That's easy.
Okay, New York Jets and the Rams. Rams 11-point favorites. And this team, well, Altoon is gone. Wesley Walker is he's disappeared. I don't know who's playing quarterback. I mean, the coach is going to be gone for sure. And the Rams need a win. I mean, this looks like a cinch to me. They can't stop any. They couldn't stop you. Right?
He may not be gone. The family loves him. They love him. I'm telling you, they love him. The fans don't, but the family does. They may adopt him.
We're talking about Joe Walton, the coach.
The Rams. That's easy. Rams had a big game on Monday night.
Raiders in Seattle. 1 point.
Seattle's won 2 in a row. They can't win 3 in a row. They don't have enough personnel to win 3 in a row. The Raiders.
Seattle's only 1-5 against the spread, and also straight up at home in the Kingdom this year. Very unusual for them. Philadelphia 1.5 at New Orleans Monday night.
Not Randall Cunningham, Reggie White, Simmons, the defense. This team beats this team easily.
Easily, huh? Home team dog on Monday night, if my recollection is correct. Home team dog on Monday night, 29-10 the last 39 games. I just want to throw that up for you because I like New Orleans plus the 1.5 over Philadelphia. I think the defense. This team will not quit. The Saints. I don't think they'll quit. I think they'll upset Philadelphia. That's what I think. Now, let's say goodbye to Paul McGuire, and I hope he comes back maybe in another 4 years. Paul McGuire will be right back.
Some insurance didn't even pay for your mom's allergy shots.
Or your cold last month. And because I didn't reach the deductible, it didn't pay for my stitches.
Humana has a range of plans to meet your needs. From affordable deductibles to no deductible at all.
Sue, what did my company insurance cover last year?
Nothing.
If you want coverage you can use, you want Humana.
Hi, I'm Paul Hornung. You know, 7 years ago, I decided to let J.C. Bradford handle my IRA. Why? Well, they've always given me great advice, and their track record has always been very good. Maybe that's why more than 43,000 people have over $1 billion in retirement accounts here at J.C. Bradford. So if you have an eye on the future, take a tip from me. Let J.C. Bradford clear the way.
Home-cooked mashed potatoes. In all this fast food synthetic world, there's nothing like them. Hardly a restaurant anywhere will take the time to serve you this much goodness, except one, the Banquet Table Buffet. And real home-style mashed potatoes are just the beginning. All our good, nutritious food is prepared with the same care you take in your own kitchen. The Banquet Table Buffet, all you can eat, so good you keep coming back for more.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to thank my guests, Paul McGuire and Ted Schultz, for being here. And before we say goodnight tonight, I just want to say that, remember now, December 30th, U of L plays U of K right here at Freedom Hall. If you don't have a ticket, and a lot of people don't because they got some kind of crazy setup, U of L and U of K, with tickets. U of L fans do not get a lot of tickets when they play at U of K, and of course vice versa. So what's going to happen, we're going to have a real big free-for-all right here at Freedom Hall, and it's $16 a piece, including tax. You can buy them on all Ticketron outlets and at Freedom Hall, and you'll be seeing ads for the next couple of weeks. Remember, December 30th, it's the only place you're going to see it here. Closed circuit television at Freedom Hall. We want you to go out and pull the old cards on if you're a Louisville Cardinal fan. If you don't have a ticket, you're a UK fan, come on out there. You can see it on closed circuit television. 1 p.m. December 30th, U of L, UK basketball. Now, where's Nick Smith? Nick, come over here. I want you to come in here. Folks, I want y'all to say goodbye to my great friend here, Nick Smith. Nick, just grab that. Nick has been our producer here at the show, and he's taken a new position down in Naples, Florida. He's going down to Florida to take his bride and his children. He's going to move down to Florida. And I'm telling you one thing, I'm really going to miss this guy. He's produced the show for us, and he's been my right-hand man all year long. And I want you all to give him a nice farewell and say thank you for what he's done for me. Thank you. Now, tell us where you're going down. Are you going to Naples, Florida? Are you getting in the sun? And
play a little golf and try to get my maybe game a little bit respectable, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
You're never going to get as good as this.
Never.
But anyway, I want you to have a little, I want you to have
I appreciate
a little thing from Singh Jewelers, a little keychain, and a couple free dinners for you and your wife. And I want to tell you something, Nick. You know we want to see you back here in Louisville.
I'll certainly be back.
And we want to wish you a lot of luck on your new venture down in Florida.
Right.
I just want to say thank you very much. You've been a great help to me here.
Thanks a lot.
And thank you out there for watching. Remember, it's right here, 8 o'clock every Thursday night live. And I'll tell you another thing. We have a rerun, of course, and you know I don't really promo that enough, I guess, every year. We have a promo, and Nick, while I've got you here, well, we're on here in Jefferson County tomorrow night, Friday night at 5:30. And where we go in Lexington? We go to Lexington. What time is that?
It's
about
Saturday.
5:30, 6 o'clock, Saturday?
Saturday runs, I believe, at 11:30.
And we're up around Indianapolis now. I want to say hello to everybody up around Indianapolis and Comcast up there. And we're up around the Cincinnati area and the Kentucky side, of course. Northern Kentucky with Store Cable.
Right, Bowling Green.
And we're in Bowling Green, of course, in Henderson, Kentucky. And where else? We're just about everybody else.
I think that's pretty much it.
And I want to tell everybody how happy I am with Store Cable to have the opportunity to put this show on in Louisville, Kentucky. Next week, Gale Sayers is my special guest. Gale's coming in from Chicago, one of the greatest running backs of all time. I've got some great film on him. Hopefully, I'm going to have Fuzzy Zeller here. Fuzzy's home for the Christmas, just like Ted Schultz, and we hope to get Fuzzy here. And then remember, 2 weeks after that, it's going to be Denny Crum here on the 28th. Hopefully, he's going to bring a couple basketball players around. And then, of course, in January, we're going to have another basketball show. It's going to be my show. When I was a kid, there's two people that I wanted to be. One of them was Ralph Beard at the University of Kentucky. He was my idol. I hope to have Ralph Beard on. And we hope to have Ralph Hacker here. And we're just going to have a lot of fun. And Nick, again, thanks a lot for all you've done. And thank you out there for watching. We hope you come back. And we hope you enjoyed your show. Thank you and good night.
The Paul Hornung Sports Showcase has been brought to you by UPS. We run the tightest ship in the shipping business. By the Collins Auto Group, where one name means more. More selection, more value, more service. By Humana, high-quality healthcare services at affordable prices. By Coors Light, there's no slowing down the silver bullet. By your local Chi-Chi's Mexican restaurant, where every day is a celebration of food.